What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and it's time for another episode of Hot Takes, the show with hot takes and even hotter takes, aka 7 on Sunday. This week's episode is going to be dedicated to musical acts, bands, and artists that aren't exactly the best live performers, whether that be a lack of energy or maybe a lack of vocal talent. Sometimes it's just bad playing overall and the talent just isn't there, or maybe it's not exactly suited for a live setting, or maybe they're just playing entirely to backing tracks and nothing is great about the performances at all. But I do want to put a disclaimer on this and say that this isn't every concert. Some people are going to have great experiences and some people are going to have bad ones. I've watched a lot of live videos from each artist that's going to appear today, and this is a general consensus that I'm making, that a good majority of the time there are issues. I'm not saying that every song outright sucks, but sometimes the vocal strains, the lack of playing, the lack of just stage presence is really apparent and kind of a problem. So these of course are just my opinions, my picks. I would love to know what you think in the comment section down below. Feel free to comment some that maybe didn't make the list, somebody that you saw and you thought they were absolutely awful in a live setting. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. Please drop a like on it if you do, and subscribe for the love of music. Listen, I wasn't kidding when I said hot takes, but yes, Modest Mouse are on this list. I've only seen them perform live one time, and it was certainly possibly an off show. This was the early 2010s, and Isaac Brock, their lead vocalist, can be very hit or miss. He has an eccentric personality and he has struggled with alcoholism in the past. He's been drunk on stage many times, which can be okay if maybe it helps you dial up the fun, but oftentimes with Modest Mouse it turns into rambling, into doing wild antics. There's a video that circulated even early on in their career in 2002 of Isaac cutting himself possibly on stage. It's still heavily debated, and Brock sometimes does really bring it. I've seen performances at recent festivals on YouTube in 2017, 2015 that were solid enough, although he definitely seemed to be struggling in places. The backing band in Modest Mouse, awesome. They give it their all the majority of the time. Sometimes the mixing is off, but again, that's not necessarily on the band themselves. I'm scared of what you be. You make me nervous and I really can't need. Let's go do it. This night's only over. Honest, let's make this night last forever. You can never. I've spoken at this band at length before and their live performances, but at number 6 we have the pop-punk band Blink-182. Tom DeLonge exited, but that wasn't exactly necessarily the problem. I think that Tom DeLonge was kind of rough in terms of guitar playing and singing in a live setting. Matt Skiba has stepped in from Alkaline Trio to fill those shoes, and he's not exactly great live vocally either, although I guess the guitar playing is maybe a little bit better. I think the main problem with Blink-182 is that since their early days, I would say since they came back from that first breakup or hiatus or whatever you want to call it after the Untitled album and then the whole Neighborhoods era, I just don't feel that the energy has been as genuine. The creativity in the live show really just seems to be, oh look, we put up a sign that says fuck behind us, that's funny, right? Curse words, haha. And I get it, Blink-182 do have some great joke songs. It just seems like the stage presence is hit or miss. I've seen nights where Mark is just standing there, and then others where he's jumping around and seemingly into it. I just don't think that the vocals sound very good. Mark kind of goes off into this really deep thing that he does, and it doesn't seem like he's able to hit a lot of the notes. And then Matt at this point, whereas it was Tom before, just both struggle on a lot of the songs that require a lot of vocal effort and energy. And overall, Travis Barker is probably the one member that I can always give credit to. His drumming, especially in a live setting, is really just elevated, so kudos to him. But overall, at this point, I don't see myself paying to see them again.
I heard you. You get it? On left side, tell me what you do. Oh yeah. And we say, oh yeah.
When making this list, it wasn't a prerequisite that I see every performer that's on the list in an actual live setting myself, because we live in the age of technology, and that's what YouTube is for. That's what Facebook is for and other social media sites. We can see high quality live videos, both from users, from fans that attend the concerts, and also professionally recorded ones that are ripped and put up online. And with Drake, I've seen more than enough to know that, oh my god, not only is he overrated, but he's overpriced for what he brings to the live setting. Drake often likes to jump around on stage and parade around like he's actually doing something, but the problem that I have with a lot of hip-hop and rap concerts is that it's just a backing track that Drake or another rapper will hop in on and just say a few words over like, hell yeah, like fucking right, like let's get the crowd hyped up and energetic, and I'm gonna do Crew Love, and I'm gonna do this other cut, I'm gonna do Pound Cake, and I'm not actually rapping or singing on the majority of these tracks. It's just my DJ or a laptop somewhere. And it's really weird to me that so many people, like 50,000 people at a time, would pay money to go see Drake press play on a laptop and then jump around to get you hyped up. And I know it's about the party experience, but really, wouldn't it be more financially responsible and fun, I suppose, to just get some friends together, have a party in your mom's basement, and put some Drake on?
Rescue me from the lovers in my life. Rescue from the demons in my life. Okay, this is it right here. This is it.
Number 4, 30 Seconds to Mars. Now let me preface this by saying that 30 Seconds to Mars used to be a lot better live than they are at this point in their career. They're down to just Jared and Shannon Leto, which is definitely disappointing. Their guitarist Tomo departed in 2018 after the release of America. Who could blame him? What a garbage record. And their garbage live performances over the past few years have really been dialing back the guitars and emphasizing the crowd doing pretty much all of the work for Jared Leto. He's a very charismatic, as some people would like to say, lead vocalist or frontman, but I would more like to say he's very pretentious. I think that he just kind of reeks of entitlement in many ways. He wants the crowd to do this, he expects this. And when I saw 30 Seconds to Mars live on the Carnivores tour in 2014 with Linkin Park, I was so happy that I got to miss the majority of their set because I had won a meet and greet with Linkin Park and got to go hang out with them while 30 Seconds to Mars were on stage.
So come on, let's go. Let's lose control. Let's do it all night till we can't do it no more.
Let's do it and then pump it louder. Number 3, the Black Eyed Peas, an American hip-hop group. Fergie notably recently left the band, which maybe could impact future live performances, who knows. I think that the Black Eyed Peas are pretty damn terrible live. I've seen a lot of their performances. In fact, I was kind of a decently big fan of them back in the day, if that's a good way to describe it. I mean, I liked a lot of their songs, Pump It, My Humps. Yes, you can go ahead and tease me in the comments now. Then, of course, came the infamous Super Bowl performance, which is just tragic. I know a lot of people hate on Maroon 5 and other acts that did a Super Bowl performance, but honestly, yes, I know the sound mixing was bad here, and partially that's the problem, but the amount of auto-tune and the lack of really anything, it just felt like such a dry performance, like they were just kind of robotic. Now, Fergie has had some rough outings too, although obviously nothing's going to top that NBA performance. As I've grown older, I started to realize just how dated the Black Eyed Peas became a lot quicker than many of their contemporaries. For example, I can go back to like Kesha from 2010 or Gavin DeGraw, and it hasn't aged in the way that the Black Eyed Peas has. I mean, sure, it sounds maybe slightly out of date as to what's popular, but the Black Eyed Peas standing out like a sore thumb, or should I say a spoiled Black Eyed Pea. Number 2, Puddle of Mudd, a post-grunge and hard rock band that came to fame in the early 2000s, fronted by Wesley Scanton. He's the only remaining original member. He's the lead vocalist, of course. He's had so many meltdowns, so many things on stage that have happened over time that it's hard to keep up with. And it's easy to label him an asshole because sure, it seems like he's taken advantage of fans and them coming out and supporting him in the past, but also I acknowledge that he was an addict, and I say was because he's clean as of 2018. I hope that he remains sober, and the point of this video is not for me to pick him apart and to say that I hope that he doesn't get his life back on track, because that would just be cruel. I really genuinely hope that he does. The problem with Puddle of Mudd is that over the years, Wes has kicked out so many members of the band, or else he's pushed them away because of his lack of ability to get help or to get a rein on his voice or the things that he does at a live setting. He consistently blows out his voice even after getting sober. It's clear that it's taken a toll on him. And Puddle of Mudd, their music is nothing to write home about. In fact, most of it probably pretty much flat out sucks, at least what I've heard and what I've put myself through. There's a few songs here and there, sure. I'm not going to say I'm totally above ever listening to them because I still like Blurry and Control, I guess. A couple of other songs I might occasionally hear and come back to. But I don't think that you should ever waste your money, because if you go to see them, you never know what you're gonna get.
Hands in the sky, everybody, let's go! We've been right here thinking about it all. That's right! You should be up in my bed. Sing it! Ooh, do you mind? Do you mind?
Another one. At number 1, it's DJ Khaled. This motherfucker over here. Oh my god, you want to see this dude jump around on stage? You want to see this heavy-set man bounce to some hit songs that he didn't make, that he doesn't even play? He doesn't even get behind the laptop or something like Skrillex or David Guetta. It really doesn't matter what he's saying. It's always like the same 4 programmed responses. We the best! DJ Khaled, music, Miami, hands in the air, over and over again. Even when he's doing like live performances with other musicians, he's still attempting to like shout and talk over them, which is so annoying. For whatever reason, Demi Lovato decided to include DJ Khaled as the opening act for her Tell Me You Love Me tour in 2018, which, if you're into karaoke and watching a man jump around on stage that didn't make those songs, again, maybe that's entertaining, maybe that's for you, but please tell me that you're not going to be able to get this image of DJ Khaled bouncing to Turn Down for What out of your head. What a disgrace to humanity. So now that we've reached the end of the video, what do you think was the worst artist in a live setting that I put on the list today? Or if they maybe didn't make the list, then comment down below. What's the worst concert or the worst live band, whatever that you've ever been to? I would love to know about your experience. Anyways, keep in mind that all of these potential hot takes were just my opinions, my experiences, my listening habits, what I've perceived, so don't take it too seriously. If you want to see last week's episode of 7 on Sunday, then tap right below me here. Don't forget to drop a like on the video while you're here and subscribe to the channel. If you would like to see that video that I made on DJ Khaled, then tap right over here, or socials can be found in the description. I'll see you soon for more right here on ARTV.